Onchocerciasis, popularly known as river blindness, is a terrible disease. Unfortunately, it finds its way in disabling people who are at risk because of its cunning way of infection. Symptoms often don't appear for up to 1 to 2 years after infection. Infection could be silent even till up to 10 years. Symptoms include severe itching, bumps under the skin, and blindness. It is the second most common cause of blindness due to infection after trachoma. The disease is mostly found in rural villages located near rapidly flowing streams and rivers where black flies breed. The parasite worm is spread by the bite of a black fly of the similitude.
They bite adults as well as children, but most often the children are the most people who are likely to get this disease because they normally dress half naked. We were thinking because we live around the forest, that is why this insect normally comes and bites us, until some of us started developing scratching of the body. Others were going blind, and a lot of skin diseases appeared in some of us before those who were administering the drugs told us it was because of the bite of the oncho insect that diseases has been coming to us.
According to the World Health Organization, about 15.5 million people are infected with river blindness. Approximately 0.8 million have some amount of loss of vision from the infection. Most infections occur in sub-Saharan Africa and in Ghana. As the river blindness got very popular among the river communities in Africa, there was an international outcry, and immediately a drug was reviewed to stop the spread of the infections. Many benevolent organizations donated all the pills needed to control the disease. The Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Services, and other health professionals considered the success of this drug and agreed to help its communities who are at much risk.
The Ghana Health Service, in conjunction with the Ministry of Health, noticed that most people were really having complications of river blindness. Some of them were getting blind, and therefore they decided to go and seek support from donors. The reason is that once they come in and they're able to get us enough drugs for mass drug distribution, we knew that from what has been done elsewhere, we knew that it will really bring the prevalence down,
to offer to them a lasting solution so they can go on with their economic activity to improve their lives. Hence the mass drug administration.
Mass drug administration is a strategy where a particular drug or drugs is given to a whole population at risk in a given geographical area. It is mass equals it is even the total population, and it is free. And if in a community some people take a drug and others do not, those who did not take a drug serves as a source of infection. So in case the black fly or the simulian fly go to bite those who did not take the drug, they pick the onchocerciasis volus from the person. When the black fly bites another person, it will transmit that infection to that person. Before any mass drug administration, we have representative for every endemic community. These community drug distributors are chosen by the community members themselves because they trust them, and they also know every person in the community. We call them for training. So after the training, they go to the field, and when they enter any house, they move with a measuring pole, and that pole has been calibrated. So depending on one's height would determine the quantity of drug a person should be given. The name of the drug is ivermectin.
People are now taking the drugs because most of us now had been treated, or the diseases that was affecting us have now been treated because of these drugs. Me, for instance, at first, whenever I bath, after the bathing, I scratch my body. I was introduced to so many soap, so many drugs, but none of them worked perfectly for me until I took the onchocerciasis drug that worked for me.
And treat all endemic communities to take the drug so that it will get to a time when that we will not have the onchocerciasis ovulos in our body, so that when the black fly bites one person, it will not get the worms to pick, so that it will transmit it to another person. In a family, if the father receive the drug and take the drug, and the mother do not take the drug, the mother serves as infection for the family, because the black fly can bite the mother and pick the worms and transmit it to the father who has taken a drug. And also in the community, if anyone refuses taking a drug, it does not cause danger to himself only, but also causes harm to the entire community. We expect that all eligible persons take the drug, so that nobody serves as a source of infection, so that we can break the chain of transmission of the disease.
We want to advise all the community members in the places where we are giving mass drug administration. We know that most of them are thinking that they have not seen any disease and we are giving them the drug, but it's for their own sake. So they should bear with us. Very soon we will see that prevalence is such that we don't need to even continue to give the medications, then we will stop. But for the time being, they should continue to cooperate and take the medications for their own sake to prevent the disease.
Because we live around the forest zone or the water bodies around us, we are the people who are normally exposed to this sickness or diseases. So I will appeal to them that you should embrace the taking of these medicine seriously, so that it will cure us from this blindness, itching of the skin, and body diseases that normally comes to us.
River blindness is preventive and curable. We have the cure, so no evil will befall us. We don't have to go blind because river blindness is irreversible.
The drug, ivermectin, is also known to be safe, but not harmful. And there are no fears of side effects, as it has been proven elsewhere. We urge all community members to be present at home during the week of the drug distribution exercise, since absenteeism has been found to be a barrier for the success of the mass drug administration.
In 2008, rapid epidemiological mapping of Oncho was done in the region, and through that, 22 districts were endemic. So they were all enrolled into the mass drug administration program. And in 2007, assessments were also done. Some communities in the 22 endemic districts were selected, and the people there were assessed. Upon the assessment, only 6 districts have the infection because of the drugs and the blindness that were expected to have happened is no more. For the past 7 years, our therapeutic coverage has been 80% and above.
While I'm commending the donors for helping us, I want to request that they could give us opportunity with some funds to do some baseline research in the other districts where we said we don't have the disease. Because it's a long time since we said that now with climate change and things, population movements, we want to be sure that still the 8 other districts which we did not start with because there was no prevalence there, is still prevalence free.
This video was brought to you by, supported by, and adapted by the Ghana Health Service.